Hello students, I hope you're doing well. Here is a brief video that provides an overview of the course and how it's organized. When you log into eCampus and then log into the course, you'll find all the modules that you'll need for the semester. They are organized by week, and so each weekly module contains the assignments, resources, and links that you'll need. We also have the resources and modules. So we have the Start Here module, which I would recommend starting here, the course syllabus and schedule, and then our 2 textbooks. The Patterns for College Writing contains the resources, the reading material that we'll use, and then the Little Seagull Handbook has writing resources. So if we are struggling with a writing issue, we can look in the Little Seagull Handbook and get some information. So I would recommend starting here where it says Start Here. It explains how to navigate the course. And so you'll have the table of contents, which is listed here now. And you can also find the resources that you need in these toolbars. So either way, make sure you're aware of the announcements that come out each week, the activities that content link has assignments and discussions that we'll use. It's right here. If you open it up, you can see all of our assignments for the semester and our discussion boards here, or you'll find them in the weekly modules. Either way, I would check my grades on a regular basis because I use a point system. You can keep up with your grades, and so it's a matter of how many points you received over how many points are available, and you just do the math to see what your average is. Learning materials are our textbooks, and so you can get those either through the learning materials or the textbook links. Okay. The rest of the Start Here just provides some guidelines like the technical requirements. We use Google Documents quite a bit, and so I'd make sure I have a Google account or Gmail. We'll use Microsoft Word, your email, your Outlook. You have access to free Microsoft resources there. The overview talks about netiquette and how we communicate with each other, and so I'm sure we're aware of how to be respectful and have positive conversations and discussions, but read this just in case. And then how to earn your grade. And it explains that we need to meet the deadlines. So pay attention to the course syllabus and the course schedule and the assignment due dates. Follow the directions. It's really important to review the direction requirements, such as word count, topics, the prompts, the expectations. And so you can meet those and do well. Understand the grading policies. Again, it's a point system. So each assignment is worth so many points, and just be aware of that. Read the syllabus. Okay. Now you can find the syllabus either here. You can click on this link or this link. And so we'll go to that. It's next in the module. In this syllabus and schedule module, you'll see our syllabus and the schedule. Please read the syllabus. Again, it is a contract between us, and it provides you with the information you'll need to do well. It has my email, my office phone number, and my office number. It has office hours where we meet. It talks about the withdrawal date and the certification date. For the certification day, you have to have submitted an assignment before this date in order to be counted as attended, which affects financial aid. If you happen to be in a lecture class, then you have to actually attend a class. And so keep that in mind. These are our learning outcomes, and these are our core objectives. These are the skills we'll develop as we move throughout the semester. The textbooks again, and how the work is graded. So the criteria talks about the different assignments, the point value, and it provides an overview of what that assignment is. Okay. And then the breakdown of the grades, how do you know if you have an A, B, C, D, or F, and then the course schedule. Now, if you scroll down, you will see the late work policy, so please review this. It explains here that late work is not accepted for peer reviews, discussion post peer responses, or any part of the research process. And so basically, any assignment that affects another person in the class, one of your peers, must be submitted on time. So we're participating in a peer review assignment that has to be done on time. Or when we do discussion posts and you need to respond to two peers, the peer responses must be submitted on time. Whether or not you post, we have to do a peer response on time in order to receive credit. And then finally, any part of the research process. Because the research process occurs at the end of the semester and it's very specific steps that have to be accomplished before we can move on to the next step. We need to keep up with that. Okay. Now, you have 48 hours past the due date and time to submit an assignment besides peer reviews, peer responses, or research. 48-hour grace period to submit an assignment late without any penalty. Points will not be deducted. However, the late assignments do not receive the written feedback. And the written feedback is very important for growth. Okay. We want your writing to get better and stronger. And so if you're not submitting assignments on time, you don't get all the detailed feedback and you can apply that feedback to the next assignment. And eventually that affects grades. And so do your best to submit your work on time. Now, after that 2-day grace period, you still have an opportunity to turn an assignment in late. You have a 2-week window. If it's submitted after the 2-day grace period, but within the 2-week window, you will receive some credit, but you will receive only 50% of the points. So if an assignment is worth 50 points and you turn it in, 3 days late, the most you'll get will be 25 points. And that's after it's graded. Okay. I'll use the rubric to grade it and divide that in half. And then no assignments are accepted during the final week of the semester. Okay. Turning assignments in, all the assignments in the last week or 2 weeks of the semester doesn't help you as a student. It doesn't build your knowledge or strengthen your skills. And so we want to avoid that. All right. And then it explains again, no parts of the research process can be submitted late. Now, if you have extenuating circumstances like a medical emergency, family emergency, please contact me before the due dates and just keep me informed. All right. Please don't just disappear for 2 or 3 weeks without talking to me and letting me know what's going on. The rest of the syllabus, please read it carefully. It talks about academic honesty and plagiarism. Just be authentic, do your own assignments, and avoid plagiarism, cheating, collusion, the use of AI or large language models to do your assignments. Okay. And so read it carefully for these policies. Make sure you're aware of them. Please don't email assignments to me. Assignments must be submitted through eCampus. Uploading the wrong assignment or a link that doesn't work still counts as late. So double check that everything was submitted correctly. And also we don't want to double dip. So if there's an assignment from a previous course, we can't reuse that for this course. And then here's some support links for you, resources. Okay. So that's a quick overview of how the course is structured. You'll start with week 1, and I will have a separate video for that.